right now. Yep, it's 7:28. That's good. Okay. I can't access the Dragonfly. I'm gonna send. Let's see. Yeah, got it. I'm gonna send this message. Yes. I got do some emails there. Let's see what it says.
JC is on the call.
Thursday.
JC.
How are you doing, JC?
JC, talk to us, JC. Everybody's on the phone now.
What do I say?
Whatever you want to, man.
I'm doing okay.
Sometime 7 o'clock.
Everybody know, hey, that's JC Thomas is on the phone.
7 o'clock is the time. Yeah, you're definitely right by then.
I'm going. I'm not as fast here while driving.
Let me see. JC, I mean, how was your day? I mean, I mean, you had appointment and stuff today. How'd it go?
Jackie says it was better today than yesterday.
Okay.
We didn't have any appointments today.
None. Okay. You got in it tomorrow?
No, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right. Well, I want you to. Hey, it's good to have you on the phone, man. I'll tell you. And hey,
I'm just listening.
okay, good. Right. I mean, that's. I'll tell you guys. It's 7:31. So and I want to really hold everybody a long time. The first thing is, guys, we know a football. I mean, for the football, and just like any sporting event, injuries happen, right? Things happen in the game. It was unfortunate for us on Friday night. Our crew that was doing the East Bladen Laney game. We finished with a 4-person mechanics. Somebody during the game, JC took a shot. You know, just like I say, it could be anybody. I mean, we had several people. They got say in several games, about 3 games, we had people go down. But JC went down and scored at halftime. It was 4-1-0. Came out to the sideline. Trainers looked at him. Everything else. Game was in hand. He did have sustained a knee injury. And later that evening, when on his way home, he texted me. I texted him back. He texted me again. Everything seemed fine for him, for me, and everybody else. Later on, he didn't feel well, and some of us called each other after the games and stuff and talked to him. Felt like something wasn't right. His fiance took him to the emergency room. They did a CT scan because they found out he had he had a concussion. Also, he had I've talked to him this weekend. He said he got a sprain of his MCL. Same time, the headaches have not subsided. So he is still, taking it day by day. And I'm going to say I'm honored and glad that he was able to get on the call tonight just to listen. But again, guys, I'd ask you keep JC in your thoughts and prayers. And again, his head was just hurting. And sometimes, guys, like I say, it's kind of like a delayed reaction. He drove himself home. He answered the text messages and everything else. So if you all have JC's number, I'm saying he's there, and he's very fortunate to have Jackie Davis taking excellent care of him. And she's kind of monitoring his phone calls and those things like that. But he takes phone calls. He sounds good, sounds like himself. Again, until he gets back, to where he can get out, and that's on the field, but as his clock operator, everything is just know. And I told JC on the phone that he'll always be part of the game, regardless whether he can get on the field or not. But again, so again, if you want to reach out to him, hey, shoot him a message, give him a call. Hey, he's still part of the team. Everybody who knows JC, he's taking it hard now because hey, this way he wants to be. He lives for this part of the season. He does softball. He's done baseball as well. I mean, he lives for the football season. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And like I say, if you can, reach out to him, just give him a call. First thing, guys, on assignments. I'm gonna do first thing tomorrow. The next couple of days, guys. Tomorrow we have next to last of our scrimmages, middle school scrimmages. Tomorrow we are at Hope County. They're using both sides of the field. I've assigned 8, maybe 10 people to that scrimmage. All right, guys, they're gonna be on the high school field. There'll probably be at least 5 teams there. I know they got 3 Hope County schools there. They're playing. Hope County has 3 middle school teams. They have Sandy Grove, East Hope, and West Hope. They're gonna be scrimmaging over there. Frank Johnson will be over there. Over at Spring Hill, there's 10 teams coming to Spring Hill tomorrow, and they're utilizing 3 fields. That those 3 fields, they're gonna go from 4 o'clock to 6:40 on the schedule. If we got 3 fields being used, we got to have at least 4 people on each field, so that's 12. Anybody that wants to get some reps, they need to come over to one of those 2, either go to Hope County or Spring Hill. Now, I have experienced guys. I got Brian Carter over there. I have Brian Miller. I have Tommy Brickman. All right. I'm not saying they need reps, but again, if you have white had it previously and you want to get some reps, and they will be over there to assist you. All right. But we're going to start off with those 3 white hats, and I got Frank over to Hope County. And I'd like to welcome, we have a new official join us tonight. And this is how the National Federation of High School is supposed to work. By the name of Chris, and he can correct me on the pronouncing of his last name. He officiated a game in Arizona on Friday. September the 3rd, September 2nd. No, I take that back. That was September the 9th. He just officiated on that Friday night, and he came here, and he's going to officiate a game here this week. I mean, and that's the way it's supposed to work. When we going by the book, people should be able to go from one state to another one, and he made all his requirements. He's done things in a week that I've been trying to get some people to do for 2 months, or at least for 6 weeks. He's signed up for the SSOA. He did his registration. He did of course, he's already done his test in Arizona, which is good nationwide. And has also done his concussion course, all the things he needs to do, and it can be done. That's how, that's a real life good news story. We're gonna have those scrimmages tomorrow, and I'd like to welcome Chris to the team. And if you don't get the scrimmages tomorrow in those 2 places, the Hope County and or Spring Hill, there's one last scrimmage for the middle school, and that's going to be at Hopton Middle School on the 21st. Okay, but tomorrow, the middle school at Hoke and the middle school at Spring Hill. Like I say, it's going to be 10 teams over at Spring Hill, and at Spring Hill, there'll probably be some teams from South Carolina as well. So there's going to be a lot of time that people get on the field, and we'll go over those are there. We'll go over the 4-person mechanics. We haven't done that yet, but we're going to be very deliberate. It's going to be that we're going to probably right afterwards get together and get a good back briefing, and everybody go review the 4-person mechanics as pertains who has the kickoff, who's responsible for the game clock, who's responsible for the play clock, and all those different things. Frank Johnson and I just was over to tonight at 6 o'clock. We were over to Manchester Middle School. They had a team meeting. We had a meeting with the coaches and the team, go over the new rules, and then answer any other questions. That we were those points of emphasis, sportsmanship, uniforms. We discussed that in detail. And I was able to tell them about where the game clock person was going to be sitting, but that's all they're going to have for those middle school games, a game clock. And we were able to talk to the athletic director about requirements for the on the game crew. We call it the game crew. All right, the assignments for the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd will be made tomorrow. And I say tomorrow, it'll be late night, early morning, Thursday, because I want to see people work on the field. Some of you already known. If you've worked the game so far, only games I've been able to sign has been junior varsity and varsity. So everybody, some people not worked. It'll be their first week on the field this week. But again, I believe in performance-based assignments, not based on what you've done years ago. What are you doing now? I mean, I looked at how many people, we had 6 on-field clinics. Some people didn't go to any. All right. So again, going to the training, all those things mean something. We don't want to put you out there. Again, I told each and every school, middle school and high schools, I would provide officials that are well-trained, fit, and competent. And you can't be well-trained if you're not going in and training. Okay. So when those assignment goes out, if you received assignment this week, I took 5 people off games on Thursday or Friday today. So some people, hey, look at your Dragonfly tonight. You get off the phone, after we get off the Zoom call, and accept your assignment and contact your referee. Contact your referee, especially if it's only on a Friday night. Contact me. I would prefer you call. But if it's a JV game, you can text them. Just let them know if you have information for your game assignment. Again, some referees may show up on the in long pants or whatever the case may be. Know where you're going and know the team. Don't call them on Thursday. I get a phone call saying, hey, someone's missing. You got assignment today, this week, because I made several today. I mean, go check your Dragonfly and hopefully you're going to accept that game. If you have to reject it, go and do so. Game notice, if you've seen game notice, most game notice referees send them out on Sunday, on Monday. Hey, reply to it. Just let them know you received it. Your response should be, not only did you receive it, you read it. Okay? Something, you got the wrong date, because sometimes they cut and paste. Make sure everything is right about that assignment you know of, right? As far as that's, the middle school season starts on the 21st for Hope County and Spring Hill, that conference over there, it starts on the 22nd for Cumberland County schools, and it starts on the 28th for Sampson County schools. I'll put this out on the email after tonight on tomorrow. Now, outline areas, they play in Rockingham, I'll say that, Richmond County and Robinson County and Bladen and Columbus counties. They start, I think, for them on the 21st as well. But the week of the 20th, because they play on Tuesday nights at Columbus County and Bladen counties. Everybody should receive the finance portion. My guys, look, I'm still, the schools I know of that have not paid was Lumberton and Scotland. I sent everybody an email on Thursday morning because I left going to visit in Scotland, help them get all their stuff done. And no one feels as bad as that bookkeeper. I mean, but again, guys, just like I tell you about the play clock and the game clock, we can go over and talk for 3 minutes, expect them to know all the things about the game. We have a tendency to, let's shut it off because they're not doing it right. But guys, this is all fall sports, not just football. Volleyball, soccer, and football. It was talking in Dragonfly today. It is some things I've learned as well, because the same thing we had to do to set up our accounts for in our individual accounts, the bank has to do for the school accounts. They got the micro deposits, and it was a little bit different for them as far as what they do. But they was trying to do the micro account glitch on Friday because they set it up on Thursday when I was there. And then on Friday, I guess they had to wait 2 business days and went in today. And anyway, I think that's working out. But everybody should be, I didn't check with Scott, I didn't check with Lumberton today. What I know is that everybody else, Whiteville, St. Paul's, all the schools that I listed last week, everybody who's signed up for Dragonfly is now actually have money in the account, they're paying. Lakewood is still paying on site now. They added to that list. Overhills was paying, they start off the season paying and on site, but now they're moving over to Dragonfly. Those schools that pay on site, specifically Fairmont and the Bladen County, West Bladen, East Bladen. Overhills had an issue early on. Someone calls you and asks you for your social security number. I don't know if anybody who's provided it when they mess up the guys. That's, we know we're in the age of identity theft and all those different things. But if you've never received a call from anyone, you probably, but what I'll do is I'll send an email out to you. I don't have access to your social security number, and obviously they don't either. If it's your first time visiting a school that pays on site, I ask that you get there a few minutes earlier than what the referee of the game time. Say the game time, whatever time your pregame activity is going to start. You have to complete that information, and they will input it in the system. Once they input it in the system, you should be good to go. We had some of you all that have decided when we went to Dragonfly to use your government name, okay, whatever your nickname or anything was. When you use a different name, they had your social security number. They just had it. So if they did that, hey, if you know you, like I say, some people had softball, had assignments at Fairmont before, and they said, why they don't have mine? Did it because what was in there was your name was, your nickname was Chuck, and they had it in there as Charles. So if it's Rob, you should have been Robert, or if it's had it in there as, if before it was Willie, now it's William, whatever the case may be. So again, if you've been to that school and you know been there, you should have your social security number, just tell them then. You're probably in the system and they just need to go look further. And just like JC Thomas on the phone call, they had his other name. So when he called, it was just that simple. Okay. First time you've been there, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I let them know at Overhills that I am in.
Okay. Yeah, you did really. Okay, thanks. Yeah. See again, guys. Now, the first, and that guy, when we went from, as we transitioned from Orbiter to Dragonfly, I say the transition, we've already done as far as we in our association. We're in Dragonfly. But as the schools transition, they're looking at, I mean, that's why if I ask you, I mean, and that's why, especially the first couple of weeks, people that told me they haven't received a check, they haven't been paid, that's good. But what I do is when I follow up with that school, and when you get the check, I don't hear from you. I mean, so I'm asking myself, oh, he's already being paid. That first group that went to the very first game, the 18th, they went from a Friday to a Thursday. They worked that night and they hadn't been paid. They wanted to use all. So what I don't want to do, guys, is I do not want this to affect you all in no way. Officials, things that Dragonfly is causing labor-intensive work for the regional supervisors, that's not your issue. That's something that I got to work through. Bill Henderson, Ernie Fisher. For the officials, I want it to be transparent. I want it to be seamless. You should be able to get your assignment, accept the assignment, and get paid. And it should be no issue at all for officials. All right. And if it's, again, but schools has to do certain things. They got to set the count up. They got to do some things. Hey, I got to do some things. That's not your issue. But again, if the school goes there and say, I'm mailing a check. One of the new officials called the other day and said he hadn't got his check for Fairmont. When he got in, checked the mailbox, he got it. I called a couple of guys had told me that you send me a text message or an email saying you haven't gotten paid. When you do the same thing. All right, do the same. One thing an individual, we know we got 3 sports going on right now: volleyball, soccer, and football. One football official received his payment, instead of being $94.50, it was $64. As we was talking, he was saying he got $30 less. And I told him that $30, that's a soccer check. So again, if that's the case, look at it. I want to get it right then. I'm trying to go back. When you look at the check, I'm saying you have to open up right then. Whenever you do, it's only 2 fees that we do. Only 2 fees, and it's coming out of the way. We're either going to get a check. If it's a football game, you're going to get $69.50 or $94.50. One second game of the season, I think one school paid $90. That fee is incorrect. So if you get now we get beyond the 28th when the season ends, they might y'all change it. But right now, your check shall be either $69.50 or $94.50. Send me a message, text, and I will get that correct. Ejection reports.
Before you leave that, any word from Lumberton on what they're doing?
Yes, Lumberton they got their account established on Thursday. On Friday, they submitted they're going to transfer their money on Monday. Yesterday, they should be paying. I would talk to Adam East because they was off. They're the only school I know that the last ones for Scotland and Lumberton that didn't have an account that was using it, and they transferred their money. They should have been able to pay. Today is Tuesday, and I don't know if they got some volleyball officials on the line. They had the games there, because I know their big day is Tuesday and Thursday. I'll check with Adam Beast tomorrow, the AD. It should be effective, because they was done on Thursday. They got the verification of their account, and that's the last school that I know of. Those were the 2, Scotland and Lumberton.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and if anybody gets paid from Lumberton tomorrow, hey, please send me a text message and email saying, hey, it's done. But I'll be calling Adam East tomorrow morning. Ejections. Ejection reports, guys. I'm going to have a meeting. I have a meeting on Thursday with our tent at Chapel Hill. The ejection reports, that goes through a lot of different hands. You do that ejection report, the athletic director of the school that the player was, or the coach, gets a copy. NCHSA as the regional supervisor, as does the regional supervisor. Now we've had some things where we had a number, and normally it was very easy to edit. Group gave me some information, but the state contacted me. The athletic director from another school said, look, that wasn't the correct number. It was this, or we could do that. Now I think we have to delete the report and then resubmit it. The person that does that for the Dragonfly is going to be, I think, at Chapel Hill at our meeting we have it on Thursday. So there'll be some more information come out of that. Fill out the ejection report. I said ejections report. As of today, do not submit an incident. The incident reports for this association, now I'm saying this should be, I think, for the state, it's going to be suspended, and the guidance is forthcoming. I hope to have some guidance on Thursday before you go to your AV game, because our meeting is, I think it starts at 12:30. They're going to see. So I talked to them over the weekend through email, and they don't, because it's a lot of things on that incident. You don't have locker room facilities and different things, but it's just, the way they was already set up in the system. So the only report you're going to submit right now, between now, like I say, until you hear further guidance, then the ejection report. Okay, what happens on that ejection report? You fill it out. Think then the athletic director of that school, they have to fill out it. They take that and they got some things they have to do. A lot of things have to happen before they can even take that course. When I mean that, coach has to go to a role modeling course that he has to go to if one of his players is ejected, and the player has to go through a sportsmanship course. We've had that happen where they attended the course and they could not upload their certificate. When they upload that certificate, they can't play and the coach can't coach. So there's some hiccups in that now. Again, no incidents reports until you get guidance from me. I think Cecil you may get it from him, you know, before I do it, because he's gonna put some out for all the officials. The 4-game mechanics, well, I can say, we had a situation the other night when we had to go because of an injury. You have to go to a 4-man mechanics, 4-person mechanics in your game. I expect a referee to call me before they leave the school. All right. Also, I want a phone call if there's an ejection before you leave the school. If you have to, for some reason, the game is not played to its completion. All right. I'll say, and if an official is late to the game, and I say late to the game, I'm late to pregame. They're late. You know, we have to be there on the field 30 minutes prior. So if you have a 7 o'clock game, somebody from the officiating team is not there, be on the field at 6:30. On a 7:30 game, they're not, all 5 are not on the field at 7 o'clock. Hey, I want you to call, okay? And again, for the most part, we're doing a good job. A couple times, I mean, I want to go to that school, especially when sometimes we have an ejection. And that's only when you got 2 unsporting like conducts and they ejected. When I say basically they're disqualified, sometimes I like to go there, and again, because they're disqualified or ejected twice in the same sports season, they're done for that year. They need to know that. That's it. Not that they don't, but I want to make sure they we're going to see a little huddle video here in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna turn over, let Ryan show some video. One thing about huddle, all games would be visible on the huddle. All games, I'll put everything out that I get from the schools probably by Friday. And as soon as your game is posted, sometime I will send it to just their referee team. I mean, if you had the game, sometimes it's comments. I got 3 phone calls from coaches on Sunday. One was just wanted to deal with what to do on the sideline, because some coach feel like the players were, you know, not only talking, doing unsporting acts, making in the pile or twisting the guy's ankle. I tell you, what I've shared with the coach, what I'm gonna share with you is, and he asked me, do I need to get the timeout, call the referee? We have one person on both sidelines. Right? We have a linesman and we have a lineman. I told the coach to work through that official on the sideline. What I also asked him to do is what we do for them. When we call a penalty, it's a courtesy, but you know who you call that penalty on. It's a player. What we will not do is, hey, when someone said, this person, they doing this here to me, or saying this, they got to come up with a number. You can't say all of them. They did, I don't know. We're not gonna listen, but we can't do nothing with that. When they say number 72, or number 35, whatever the case may be, number 24, we can do something with that. We'll watch for that. That's what I asked the coach to do. All right, now I'll probably reach out to the official that has that game he was complaining about. Again, I expect them to be, hey, this guy's doing it. Because time you ask, well, which one was it? Well, they don't know. Okay, well, not much we can do there. Again, if I'm on the wing, I can communicate with the umpire, kind of tell them, look, they're saying watch number 72, watch. Again, normally it's 2 people. Normally it's 2. It's not just one person. Normally, if I get one on one team, I'm getting someone else, because it's those 2 guys going at each other. I'm gonna watch that matchup. But again, so if a coach says, hey, Harold said this, that's what I told him. Coach, you give us the number, and then we can do something with that. We'll watch for that. We want, again, but it's preventive. We want to be preventive. I have no problem with, hey, I'm gonna tell them to do, look, I'm watching you. Look, that's enough. And it's not, let's use our preventive officiating. The other things, if I got particular plays that they send me, I ask for the entire video. I'll have it. When I send some out to the referee team, that's, well, I wanted to see it. And if I ask you for comments, that you make comments. If I don't, I want you to take a look at it. Hey, sometimes, I mean, That's all it is. And I told the coaches, I talked to others that same day on Sunday, it's normally a play or two that all of us do, we officiate, no matter what sport, we would like to take a look at. I want to see that on the video because I'm not sure. We don't guess a foul. Did I see the whole play? Did I do the sit? There's a couple times. Now I was at a game when the guy was saying, "Hey, coach told me," they said, "Harold, look at this here. That was not a 15-yard face mask." I knew he didn't have a good angle at because he was to his back. I was at the game and I saw it. And we know what an egregious 15-yard face mask, but where do you draw the line? I mean, so I'll tell you, coach, that's judgment. You don't, what's, but I also saw late hit out of bounds that may not, it was, when I say marginal, but he didn't have it. When they go in their favor, we always get those correct. When they go against them, they like to question. And I have no problem with that. So I see you some things, just look at it. And that's for the crew. All right. Again, I got one that I sent out to, someone sent me something, and he told me about a helmet to helmet. And then he's had a targeting, he thought was targeting. Then he had an egregious hold. Now, but again, when they point out plays to me, I ask that they send the entire video. Because sometimes I like to see that because, again, some fouls, guys, it's not that you miss them. And I try to explain that to some of the coaches. Coaches, it's not that they missed it, it's that they passed on it, saw it, but didn't think it was enough. Because again, it may have happened early in the game when your team may have committed that same type act. And they didn't penalize. So again, I always ask for that. If I send your plays, this guys review them. If I ask for a comment, if I ask you all to discuss it, or something like that, hey, please do so. Before we get to the photo videos,
Hey, Harold,
yes,
if anybody's having trouble with not getting their pay, but being able to withdraw their money from Dragonfly, if you'll either email me or text me or call me, we found out there's a new way that we can verify your account. We can't do a ton, but we can do some of them a new way we found out the other day. So if you are struggling to get onto Dragonfly and get your money out of it, just let me know, and I will walk you through that process so that you can get your money out. Your money is still coming in as the schools pay you. I'm not saying like if you're at Lumberton and you got to check.
right. Aubrey, you had to have an account.
And I'll help.
Okay, because in Auburn, if you didn't have an account, the schools couldn't pay you. They couldn't even send it to your account. But if you have a Dragonfly account and it's verified, even if it's not verified, it's still going there. They still, your money is accumulating. Youth football. I mean, just now I'm gonna get down, when I say youth football, I get down to all youth sports, but the Parks and Rec, Fayetteville Cumberland, they started this past Saturday. Now they're gonna be playing to the 22nd of October. Also, they got Fayetteville Cumberland and Hope Mills. Then they have Hoke, Moore County, Simpson County. And these other outlying counties, they're playing sports as well. Guys, it's the same pool of officials, guys. Some people just, they can't work for various reasons, high school because of their jobs. But I mean, and we have a unique thing in Moore County where Steve McNeil doing some assigning for the middle schools there. Ernie Fisher does the Parks and Rec. Guys, still, so guys in that area, whether Roger Williams, Brian Carter, Tracy Miller, Barry Miller. I mean, a lot of people working for different assigners. Some people working on Dragonfly, some people working on Arbiter. Again, if you make it a commitment to a game, honor that commitment. Honor that commitment. In fact, Ernie Fisher just signing on now. I told him I would give him a few minutes to talk about his program. What I did the other day, like I went over and I worked for the first time, I worked a flag football game, U6. But again, I go over there and one of the guys I meet, the CIAA honor and our basketball observer, official lifetime member, Darnell Leathers over there, Sam Guy, baseball coach. Guys, a lot in this community, we're going to see that. I had a U6 game, went over to Douglasburg Middle. They had a U8 flag football game. Go over to Hope Mills. It was a U8 game over there. We got Xavier McCoy's over there working. Ray Duffy. Again, these kids start somewhere. Okay, just like we started somewhere. So what I did is there are 4 U and at U10 and U12. U12 is just like a middle school game. They use 4 officials. You know, in Fayetteville, and I talked to Ernie earlier today. Reed Ross has 2 fields that uses 4 officials. Games start at 9. They normally 9, 10, 30, and 12. Westover Rec has 1 field that has 3 games. Then Hope Mills Middle School. I would like for you all, I mean, it was on his Saturday, I did, when the games were over, I looked at his schedule and he required 27 officials. 25 worked that day. He had 2 officials that didn't show up. The game didn't show up. Those 2 officials are not NCHSA registered. Don't make an excuse for them, but I mean, I'm just saying, out of the 25 officials that worked that day, 14 was within our association. Okay, I mean, and if he only needs, like say, 7, and I think 8 of those flag football officials. Now, I did have a couple of officials that worked that day that sent me a text message that they learned something because they had some experienced referees over there. Again, if you're just starting out, we want you to get as many plays as you can. Right? So I don't know. I mean, I think Hope County, Ernie, you on the line here, you can chime in here. I don't know exactly when they start, but it's still going to be this week and next week when they start. So if you can give something back to your community, I'd like for you to, because you're going to see, especially if it's 4-person mechanics and it's tackle football. Games are a little slower. You can see things very clearly. And you have those individuals that do recreation, they don't get the rule books, they don't get the new rules and those type of things. But you do, you have them. I mean, having an experienced high school official on that sideline to communicate with the coach is, I mean, it makes the game go so much smoother. Okay. Now, Ernie, are you there? I mean, I saw him sign in on the.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Now, anything? I just told him I gotta know. When is do you have the dates for Hope County when they start, or Sampson County?
Hope County has started. They started yesterday with flag football, but I haven't received a schedule from Sampson County, and then Cumberland County just today had to revise their schedule and added Wednesday night games, if you didn't mention that already, because Spring Lake has backed out of the 10U and the 12U games. But Sampson County will be sending me a schedule soon, and Moore County has sent me their schedule. They will start in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks from today or yesterday, basically. They have flag football, and it's just an opportunity to give the community back what they rightfully deserve. What we want to do is just try to give them something that looks professional. We all started in Parks and Rec, but it's always good to have someone that's a mentor, and we have a lot of those. I see many people on this call right now that have helped out in the past, and I want to make a special thanks to those that helped out over the weekend. Without you, we could not have been successful. I send out an email to all those that did help out, and you are much appreciated, rest assured. But it just like Errol says, I mean, it's great to have a training program, and Parks and Rec, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds. It's a great opportunity for a new official to get some experience, but we need mentors. Without mentors, those guys won't know which way to go. And when you become a mentor and you train these newer officials, it's a great thing for them to advance up not only to middle school, but to JV, and then ultimately to varsity. And hopefully ultimate state championship. And I see those on this call that have also done the state championship games. And kudos to you. And we need you guys. So I'm glad to have anyone that wants to help, and certainly can use all of you that want to help. There's plenty to go around, and we did increase the fees this year. So the minimum fee you'll receive is $30 a game, which is about a 22% increase from previous years. And it's just good to have you. So I'm looking forward to being able to put as many to work as you want to.
And what I'll do, guys, like I say, I'll get with Ernie after this call, either today or tomorrow, and get the assignments will come out tomorrow for this Saturday. Okay. Like I said, we had 14 people to help out last on that Saturday. And we know those guys, one thing about that, guys, the games that if you live in this town, this county, all those games for the most part, what we did there, that was all in Cumberland County. Again, to get people more plays, get people more opportunities to do something. I say I'll be working with him to get those assignments out and just look at the games, not necessarily who it's coming from. The games, Reed Ross, like I say, for those games that use for U10. There's 4 sets of games, and this is 3 games, guys. I mean, I say because those flag football games, guys, for U6 rules, I would like to get the rules out to anybody who's going to be working those games. Hunter Grove's on the call from Fayetteville Parks and Recreation. And we're going to send it out to you. I want you to review it before you get there. When you get there, when you're working a U10 game, know what the changes are, know what it is. And the more experienced person we got there, it really makes the games go a lot. And then we got some guys that a lot of us started there and was able to migrate to the high school. And because I don't want, and we see the horror stories, they always make the news about how this person got this, and you see the fights and all the stuff had those youth games. Because again, you have a lot of stuff in your toolbox to kind of prevent that. So I will be sending that out, and the games for this Saturday will come out. Saying that we have youth sports going on. We have travel softball. Yeah. We have fall baseball and softball. We have some high school baseball, fall going on. And then that there are some opportunities. I got some things I always send out to people. Yes.
I was gonna let you know, I'm gonna send you and Ernie both, because you just mentioned Top Gun is still going on as well. I'll send you the dates that I have open for Saturdays and scheduled for Saturday. Because like he said, Spring Lake did get canceled. They didn't have enough players on both ages. So I'll be ready to work on Saturday. I can work on Saturdays, but I'll see the dates that I have.
Those guys, what we're getting. I'd rather be inclusive than exclusive. Because everybody know people within this circle, they get the games, and then we come and talk about, nobody called me. Nobody just said. I'd rather put all the information out there. Anybody that wants to work on the weekend, a couple of years saying, ask me, Earl, are they going to have a game this weekend? It's everybody. Eddie Melvin, Anthony Emanuel, a lot of people have that. So if you want to work, there's room for you to work. Okay. And we'll put the fees out there and everything else like that. Because I would hate that people don't work just because it's not right. I would want you to, the only way you're gonna get more experience, because everybody can't work at 4 o'clock during a weekday. And I understand that. And they just said, now you told me Wednesday nights they're gonna play. You can't do a Wednesday 4 o'clock game at Hope County or Sampson County. Hey, you can go down and work at Reed Ross that night at 6. And some of those are 2 games, maybe 3. But they're going to do that. But I would rather, because it's hard to get, I've had some people in their first year do JV games. And is the game a little bit fast, a little bit over the head. Again, I got to get them on the field. The only way you're going to get better is you got to get on the field. All right. So when I say that, but some of those, the meeting I had in Chapel Hill on Thursday of this week, that's about basketball. High school basketball will begin. State clinic is next week. Next month. We have that There's a lot of stuff going on, and like I say, same pool of officials are working all these games. So I talked to Steve McNeil. Again, you see Ernest on the phone, Rhonda's on the phone call as well. We're kind of trying to work together, guys. If you want to work, and just we have some couple of injuries last week, not just JC. I mean, hey, was Chip Bishop, go or something. Hey, pull a hamstring or something in the game. Hey, that don't mean they can't do volleyball. If they do another sport, all the sports are not as demanding as others. Okay, so I've never, when someone came and people came today and say, look, I need to come off a game for whatever reason, I just take you off the game. I mean, hopefully, if everybody's trained, you replace a good official with a good official with a good official. That means the beat goes on. All right. Anybody got anything about any other youth sports they're involved in, they need officials for, they like to share with the group? If not, Ronnie, if you would, how about take us through some of this? Some of the things gonna be guys that he just plays that he wanted to share with us on the last clinic where we had on the 28th of August.
Hey, Errol, no problem. I got a few things of what we had made notes the other night that I want to kind of touch base on and go over. So as a whole, as an association, guys, when we're on the field, there's a whole lot of walking going on that we got to clean up. It seems like from each position that we're getting very tired in the early part of the game, which makes us struggle in the later part of the game. So we need to be moving with a purpose and triangling the ball so that it's not hitting the ground and bouncing all over the place. As far as the umpires getting to the line of scrimmage on pass plays, we are struggling getting to the line on a pass play. For some reason, most umpires are like they got their feet in concrete. They're not making it to the line of scrimmage, or when they do go to the line of scrimmage, they're just walking to the line of scrimmage. We've got some line judges doing a great job of getting off the sideline and coming to the bottom of the numbers when the ball is away from them, working across. But we got a few that are holding the sideline. Same way umpires, when the ball goes into that side zone, the hash mark is not an electric fence. It won't shock you if you get beyond that. If you go beyond it, the referee needs to be coming to the hash mark to get the ball from you. That way, you're not, the referee needs to come up. You don't need to set back and let the umpire go out and then bring it back in. Linesmen, we're not holding the line any longer. We're drifting down. You know, we got a lot of them staying on the line. You're going to be drifting down some. We're struggling, and I use struggling. We're not terrible by any means, but penalty enforcement, guys, we're missing some basic stuff that we really shouldn't be missing. I mean, you know, we're all going to make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. But most of the time when we make a mistake, it needs to be on something that is very rarely seen. You know, we're missing basic things. So we need to be mindful of that. If you're working back, Judge, and you don't understand or have a basic understanding of what PSK is, you need to call me or text me where we can get together. I've had 2 back judges in the last 2 weeks that I've sat down with that have been to the state championship that were not able to tell me what it takes to make PSK, guys. That means either you being hid by other people that have helped you along the way. We just need to get it cleared up so you have a good understanding of it and you can apply it when you get on the field. Referees know whether the quarterback and kicker are right-footed, throw right-handed, or they're left. I've watched several videos this past week, and I think I've come to the conclusion that they know what it is, but there's not as much running involved if they get on the bottom of the numbers if it's a right-footed kicker or a left-footed kicker. Being one or the other doesn't give you the opportunity to stay in the middle of the field. Make sure we get wide enough that we're working the right way. If it's a foul, you're going to be able to see it from 15 yards away just as good as you can see it if you're from 10 yards. Sometimes if you're too close, that can be a problem. So be mindful of that. We need to clean up a little bit of our intentional grounding, guys. This year with the rule changes for intentional grounding, there was a play sent in by a coach for us to look at, and he wanted to know where the foul was. There was a foul thrown for intentional grounding last week. The player's clearly standing on the edge of the numbers, and the ball makes it into the end zone. We know from that he's out of the pocket. And if the ball made it into the end zone, we know it's met the rule to have gone beyond the line of scrimmage. There was also a player in the area, not that that's a problem, not that that's a piece of the pie that has to be eaten there, but make sure you know that if we have a situation where the referee may throw that and you're the wing official, it's your turn to come in and try to save the crew, make a crew saving call because sometimes you may say something that will jog the memory of the referee and say, hey, you know what? You're exactly right. On first downs, referees, it's not necessary to blow the whistle unless you're at Pinecrest, perhaps with a clock operator that just will not start the clock. I've had that problem. Most of them, if you meet with that person, let the back judge meet with them in that corner of the end zone, but make sure you speak with them. When you come up and you're giving that first down signal, you might as well go ahead and wind the clock, guys. The 40-second clock's already going. Get the clock wound, communicate with each other where we are and where we're going to. If we're on the 29 going to the 39, if you verbalize it, then the chances of you making a mistake later on are probably slim to none. As far as punching forward and backwards, there's no need to punch the ball forward. If it falls, it's going to be incomplete, right? So there's no need. If we have a backwards pass, we're going to mark it with punching the ball backwards, but there's no need for us to punch it forward. Field goals and tries. The book does have a change in it this year, but as from the last clinic, we are continuing to send the line judge and the back judge under the goalpost. We need to clarify that. We've got a couple of folks that may have misunderstood at the last clinic. We have not moved to that new mechanic. We're waiting on some direction from the state. As of right now, we are going to continue to do like we have in the past with the on field goals and try for the line judge and the back judge to be underneath the goalpost. So just keep that in the back of your mind. That's about it. John, are you able to put together or get the video where it'll show up? I hope.
Yes, I'm pulling it
Okay.
up. You want to just go in order?
Yeah, we will. We may skip a few to keep the things moving along. I've got it on another computer as well. I knew you were on the road, so it may be difficult.
I am at home now, so I'm ready to
Okay.
roll.
Computer plugged in, no power problems tonight.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey now.
Hey, life
Just
happens.
making sure, just making sure.
Redeem yourself, John. All right, here we go.
This is the wrong video, but this will work. Go ahead and skip that play. No, wait a minute. Play it. Let's see what happens.
This is play 7.
Okay, here we go. Let's hold on. This kicker, back it up. This kicker is right-footed. Make sure, referee, to get on the correct side of the kicker on plays like this. Go ahead and play it again one time. Let this one continue. Stop it just for a second. Everybody see the line judge and that flag he handed the man that he ran over at the bottom of the screen?
Right at the 40-yard line.
Yes, sir. Good job. And knocked the hat clean off of the line judge's head. Back it up and just let it play. You just let the whole thing play.
He's on the field.
There you go. He almost got it right back in his hand when he tossed it back to him. Great job by the crew on that to get the penalty enforcement correct on this one. Guys, as a line judge, make sure that when you are getting ready for that punt, go ahead and be hollering down that line that you're coming down. You know, that could be a situation where somebody gets seriously injured coming down that line. In this case, I don't think this guy did, but that could lead to a serious problem. All right, let's go to the next one. Guys also know if you go to Southview, I'm going to watch the film because it gets sent to me with 100 different clips. Let's see what was on this particular.
This is clip 6.
Okay, great job by, back us up here. Great job. Watch the line judge on this play. He sees the play go away from him. This is what I'm talking about, getting out to the bottom of the numbers and then going down the field to officiate. He gets a little high, but we know James, he gets carried away sometimes. All right, let's go to the next one. I thought you were going to pull up the clinic film, but that's fine. We can work our way through this one.
I pulled this one up first.
That's
Thing
fine.
is what you
It's
wanted.
not a problem.
I'll pull the huddle one up too.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to see what we've got here.
This is play 5.
Okay, right here. This particular play, the quarterback's going to roll out. It's hard to tell. And if you know those, well, it disappeared on me. just watch the quarterback here as he rolls out and gets tackled. It's hard to tell there, but it looks like he might have got him in the back of the shirt and took him and decleated him. Let's just be mindful of that, guys. If we have, we know what makes a horse collar. He's going to have to pull him backwards or down to the side. He clearly didn't go forward there. If it's in that head or neck area, you got to, be on the side of caution and have a personal foul, if nothing else. But just be mindful of that one. Go ahead to the next one.
Clip 4.
Okay, go back. This is where the back judge didn't, excuse me, the line judge didn't do such a good job. Line judge, you can't help him with a catch from here. Don't watch the ball. Watch that line judge. He watched that ball all the way down, all the way to the catch. That's a long way to make a ruling, guys. Make sure that you come on in once it goes away and look into that line. That's where you're going to see any crazy blocking or whatnot that you might got. You've got the two guys down near the goal line that went over to 20, or excuse me, the 10. Keep your eyes on those. That's your folks. All right, go to the next one.
Clip 3.
And guys, we are working on getting back where we were able to talk over some video, but Huddle, if any of you been on it, has changed some. All right, roll that one back. Let's look at the umpire on this one. When it's a pass play, guys, we got to get on to the line of scrimmage. He's getting there. He's getting there. Watch for those illegal folks downfield. Good job. To the next one.
Clip 2.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, stop this one. Go back. Referee, right-handed quarterback, get a little wider. You're on the wrong side. Once we line up, you're staying more between the hashes. It's okay to get a little bit wider here, get on the right-hand side. If he goes to the left and he fouls, you're going to be able to see it from a distance. All right, come on, go to the next one.
Clip 1.
I think that one was just stuck in there. Let's go to the Huddle film that we had at the clinic.
All right, give me 30 seconds to transition over.
All right.
And Ronnie, why are you going to that? Hey guys, the Huddle. Hopefully I have that Huddle issue worked out by the end of the week. They did have a new, they call it, it's a classic Huddle. But again, guys, now I've added, most of you all have responded. If you didn't have Huddle the initial time I sent it out, you should have gotten an email from Huddle saying that they're putting in our group. So again, and I'm gonna, when you get them, you're gonna get all your games that I'm gonna put it out there for everybody, not Signal, but if I like say Ronnie had his game here and he was at the game at Pinecrest. Frank, you had a game St. Paul's the night. I might send that crew just that game, but I'm gonna put it out there where everybody can see it. You can just go down for the game you want. There's the new Huddle called Huddle Classic.
Earl, let me just say this as well. Guys, once these films start dropping and you start getting them, do not comment on them. For whatever reason, with this new style Huddle, when you put a comment on there, it's going everywhere. This particular clinic film, there were games that were sent to other people, and all the comments they made on them showed up on here. We tried to clean it up a little bit before tonight. But take your sheet of paper, write down the play number. If you've got a question about it, or you don't understand it, or you think that something was done wrong or incorrect, or that was good, and send it in so that we can put it all together in a condensed form. It takes a long time to look through all this film and find, one thing or another. You just let me know when you're ready, John.
I think I have the right one.
That's it. Let's go to that one and start that from the beginning and see if we can blow it up.
All right, play 16.
Yep. Go all the way back to the beginning and then pause it. All right, guys. On this particular play, you're going to see a great call by the referee and the umpire for a face mask. It's going to be just to the highway side of the middle of the field of the hash mark. Go ahead and roll it in live speed. and you'll be able to see the guy's head snap back here. Great call here. Whoop. You can see how far the referee is back. He can still see this foul, guys, and throw it. So don't worry about getting wide. I mean, it's still a foul no matter what in this particular case. Pretty easy call there. All right. Let's
And
move to-
Keith Beverly has his hand up.
Okay. Go ahead, Keith.
It's been up for a minute, but I just want to make sure I understand you clearly. We said, I think you said we are no longer sounding the whistle to restart the clock after a first down that ends in bound. Is that true?
It's not necessary. That's exactly right. So the only time we would need to sound the whistle to start the clock back is in the event the clock operator's just not listening to us at all. In most games, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. The more plays you have in a game, the more opportunity there is for something to go completely wrong, right? So when as a game management standpoint, when you have a first down, you're just continuing the clock in the status that it was already in. There's no point in starting it because we're not chopping it ready for play. It's 40-second clock. It's just continuing on. The play clock's already started at the end of the play. We're just winding it up to get the game clock going, if that makes sense. Now, if you go to Pinecrest, chances are you're gonna have to tweak the whistle after you about tear your rotator cuff off trying to wind the clock. But yeah, it's not needed. Most of the time when you give the first down signal and you go to wind, the teams aren't running to the line of scrimmage to snap the ball. So the play clock begins to wind down and you're going to shave off the number of plays in a game. Now, occasionally, if you get somebody like Middle Creek, they're going to go. They're going to be ready to go. We don't want to hold them up. A lot of referees are waiting for the chains to get completely set. Man, you don't even need to wait for the ball to get set. Once your lineman's there and knows where it's at, he can always drop a beanbag to mark his spot. And then but I've only been in one game in a long time that we had to really, really move because they were just cranking right along. But try that. Make sure you meet with your clock operator. Let him know when he sees the first down that you're automatically going to wind and watch how much smoother your game will run. All right, you on which
Play 78.
Let me see here, 78. All right, you're gonna have a hole just to the home side of the. You can play it. They'll be able to see the hole because this guy's gonna hold on and drag himself down. Great call by the referee. That's the kind of hole we're talking about, guys, on the point of attack. This guy literally hangs on for the ride. Plenty of fabric stretching out. Pretty easy call by the referee here. We'll let you look at that one more time while I'm checking out the next one. Okay, next play.
86.
Okay, stop it at the beginning. Okay, this crew did a good job overall, but keep this in mind. This is a pass play. Umpire, we got to get to the line of scrimmage, and everybody don't need to watch the ball. If we watch this particular play fully through, I think this was week 1. We had a lot of people watching the ball because this guy really airs it out downfield. The ball cannot create a foul, guys. Keep your eyes on all the people on the field. Go ahead and let this one roll. All right. Once that one goes through, we're going to go to the next play. Okay, stop it right quick.
Play 148.
Yep, just above the number 30 on the field here at the bottom. You're gonna see a hit on a defenseless player. Go ahead and let it play. I think the line judge actually throws this one. Good call here. The cameraman got so upset he actually about drops the camera, and you can't really see the last of it. Go ahead and play it again. That way people can see late hit there. All right, on to the next one. This next one you're going to watch is going to be a fumble. Great job by the crew coming together. Just start it back over. Great job by the crew converging on this play. Everybody hustling. All right, on to the next one. This next play, watch the line judge just let it play. Line judge at the bottom of the screen, good job watching the play go out of bounds and facing the out of bounds and killing the clock.
Hey, Ronnie,
Yep.
this is a good question time to bring this question up we talked about in our pregame. What are the signals that we actually want to use on inbounds and out of bounds? I know we've said that the new mechanic is a smaller circle and the X down low, but will you explain how you would like to, how Mr. Daniels wants to see that? Because I think you did a good job of explaining how that needs to look now.
I'm not sure I understand the X down low that you're talking about.
With the inbounds, out of bounds.
Normally, if it's inbounds, I have been seeing them wind up and then kill the clock. And I know that the status of the ball is to wind back up. But Errol, maybe I'm missing something. He talking about an X down low. I'm not sure what we're talking about there.
I think that when we did the initial clinic, I think over in St. Paul's, that's near like a waist. We just still going like in a circle, like it's winding. John,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we want to. You can get big first, but then when no time when you wind it, that when it's close out of bounds, the person up top to see you. That's for them. But when the referee comes over there, sometimes, hey, we got it right down at your waist, and you're just going like in a circle. It means it's out of. Because again, if you don't push like, hey, they're going out of bounds, you should know it should be winding the clock. But again, when you first wind it, then you stop the clock. You get the ball to put it on placement of to triangle the ball back in. The referee comes over, you're going to face him and just get it right down at waist level and just kind of get a circle.
Let me say this too, guys. Referees and back judges, when that man turns and starts looking out, you need to be over there. Especially if it's in the team box, you need to be over there in that team box, cleaning that up. And there is not a thing wrong with, let's say that this particular gentleman, I'm not even sure who that is, but let's say that the players get into the team box and almost to the track, he can drop a beanbag there and go in there to help with this, because nothing looks worse. People on the other side don't see anything except when one of these players make it to the track and fall down. He doesn't know if he was knocked down, if he fell down by himself. We can leave that spot once we drop that beanbag and go in there and help clean that up. So be mindful of that. Let's go ahead to the next play and just stop it at the beginning. Okay. This particular play, I got fooled on, and then I got some help on it later on. There is a chop block on this play, but that is not what the umpire is seeing here. The umpire actually had a false start. False start is a dead ball foul. We need to kill that. He just got the flag out a little bit late. But I had thought he had called a chop block. But go ahead and play it one time. Look there in the middle. You're going to see one guy's going to be pretty low, and then the other guy's going to go up high.
Ron, at the end of this, could you repeat that? Because you had turned your face away from the screen and I couldn't hear you.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
If you have a false start, kill it before you get all this action going on. In this play, there is a chop block there at the line of scrimmage. But keep in mind, if that flag was for a false start, that play should have been killed long before it ever got to that point. All right, go to the next play. See if it's all right. All right, slow that down. It's gonna be hard to see these next couple. We're gonna skip through them pretty quick, but just keep this in mind. If you go to South Columbus, this is the kick that you're gonna see. Prepare yourself. This doesn't mean that everybody needs to box it in on the opening kickoff, but this is 99.9% of the kick that you're gonna see when they get there. What we need to know is if that guy puts this ball in the air, that South Columbus cannot just run up underneath it and catch it. We know that. But be mindful, if you are the line judge, you need to probably be talking in your pregame about first touching, when it can occur, and the things that go with it. Go ahead and play this one. It goes pretty quick and the ball gets right out of the flip. All right, go to the next one. Should be a punt play. All right, let's let this punt go all the way through and just watch the back judge on the back end. That when we were talking about too much walking on the field, guys, this is what we're talking about. Not a good time to be walking as the back judge. All right, you can skip the next one. Skip the next one. All right.
I'm on 138.
Very good. Umpire, you got to get to the line of scrimmage. This is a pass play, and your turn looking back at the ball of where it's going. Get to the line of scrimmage. That's your key there. All right, on the next one, we're just going to watch the quarterback the whole way right here. Great call by the referee. All right. See it one more time. All right, go to the next one. All right, we made it stop that right there. That is not a legal towel, guys. Does not meet the rule for a legal towel. Don't let them go out to the coin toss and don't let them play. Hey, when we take the field as the officials 30 minutes prior to game time, that's when we're going to clean all this up. It's just like basketball. If you officiate basketball, when you take the court, everybody's shirts tucked in, everybody's, legally equipped. We're going to be the same way when we go onto the field with the football game. All right, let it roll. Make sure
Problem is teams are leaving the field before we get out there, and they're not coming back until like 7:25.
They're leaving before 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Was at Fairmont this past Friday night, and they weren't even on the field when we got out there at 6:30, and did not come back till right at 7:20 or 5 minutes before the kick.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. Hey, guys, I'm going to add that. That's good to know. Thank you.
All right, go ahead to the next one.
Play card.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't see it, John. Trying to skip ahead here. There's a play I'm looking for. Go to play. Is it 25? Do you see a 25?
Hold on, let me get out of full screen and look. Again, like you said, it's a little different. So I got to figure out how to get out of where I'm at. There we go.
It's fine. Just forward them up. Just click them upward. I'll tell you when you get there.
All right. There it is.
All right, this is it. Great job by the referee here. He comes up once the guy goes down, gets his hand in the air to get the 40-second clock started. Good job. All right, skip to the next one. Hang on, what player are you on?
27.
I'm pretty sure this is the backward mechanic by the line judge. Yep, good job there by the line judge. Okay, let's go to the next one, number 37. This is the one that I want to see. All right, start slowing it down. Take it back. No, slow down over here. No, okay, go ahead with that. All right, guys, on this particular play, as it gets to the end, you're going to see what appears to be a possible horse collar. We've got a foul. That came off the table. But watch the E.E. Smith player with the gold helmet. When he stands over the player, this is the part that we miss. Okay? Keep watching. Keep watching. Let it go. Right there. We got to clean that up. You let that happen too many times right there in the bench area, and you'll have more to deal with than you want to. That's the importance of the referee and the back judge getting into that side zone to help with that. When if you're working the wing, you got a lot of people around you over there when all this is happening. But we need to be in there helping clean that up.
$38.
Skip that one.
49.
Skip it.
58.
Very good. That's the kick. All right. Stop that one right quick. All right. This kick breaks down. Umpire, you got to get to the line of scrimmage when this breaks down, because whoever is not eligible, you're going to need to know it. In this particular play, you're going to see a lineman that's going to end up about the 3-yard line, I guess. He'll be directly in line with the umpire, and the umpire didn't come up. Go ahead and play it. He's almost, two of them almost in the end zone. Guys, we got to get to the line so we know where the right place is to start calculating how far they can go. All right, go to the next one. This next one is a good job by the crew. This is a missed field goal. Notice when it starts back over where they kicked it from. About the 15. They put the ball in the correct place on the next play at the 20-yard line. Great job. Any kick that crosses the goal line, we know is a touchback if it's not successful on a field goal or punt. All right. Let's go ahead to. All right. Let's go to play 86. You see, there you go. All right. Slow it down. Top of the screen, number 3. All right. You see the line judge is telling him about his pants, got to pull his knees down. When the snap is imminent, be careful talking to these guys because they're not going to be set when that ball snaps. So we don't ever want to get into a practice of telling them that they need to move up or back. If the snap's imminent and somebody's pants need to be fixed, you either got to decide that you're going to let it go that play or you're going to take them out that play. But we got to make that decision and roll with it right then. But we don't want them to be moving when the ball snaps. Keep going. At 104. Keep going. All right, play 110. Keep watching it here at the end. Great job of communicating between the line judge and the back judge. They both come in, and you're going to notice they're both already pointing in the same direction. They've already made eye contact. Nothing worse than one coming up pointing one way and one the other way. In a situation like this, they did a great job of communicating there. Okay, on this play, we're going to be looking as the play progresses downfield. All right. Around the 40-yard line, you're going to see a guy take a cheap shot on a guy that's completely out of the play. Just be mindful that we're cleaning up the backside on these plays, guys. All right, skip the next one. There's one I'm looking for here. Okay. That is play 43. All right, take it back to the beginning. Watch the umpire on this particular play, guys. He does a great job of getting to the line of scrimmage on this play. Even though it turns into a run situation, they run a lot of that. All right. Moving to the next one beyond the blue screen. All right, next one. Okay. Watch the umpire here. That ball cannot commit a foul, and the back judge and the line judge don't need any help declaring it good or no good, right? So umpires keep an eye on the line of scrimmage and not on where the ball is going. Skip that one. Go to go to 65. All right, watch the kicker here. We got running into the kicker. I mean, they fall down in the end like that somebody, beat them down. But if you look at the action of the play, we got running into the kicker in this particular case. There's a particular play I'm looking for. Okay, play 96. Take it back to the beginning on 96. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Okay, down here at the near the hash mark, when a guy is in the neutral zone, once he's lined up and the snap is intimate, guys, he's broke the plane of glass. As soon as that ball starts to move, let's kill that. Don't let anything happen. Okay, in this particular play, next play. Next, it's the same play. Play 100, yes. Down at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see where the play progresses around. See the whole play. Go back on that, slide it back on the orange. They wanted a block in the back. Clearly, this guy falls on his own. I mean, it's wet and rainy. No block in the back. Just make sure you see the whole play so you don't get talked into anything. Let's move on up. I'm looking for one thing.
That's the last play I got.
Okay. Play 45.
Go back to play 45.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're going to watch the line judge on this play, guys. Clean up the sideline. All right, stop it right here. At the very bottom, you see the green umbrella? There's never a time during the game that the line judge should end up underneath that green umbrella. Got to get the people back. They got a video camera clearly in his area. You can see the line, but you're going to see in this particular case, the line judge has to walk under the umbrella to get where he's going. That's how we get hurt, guys. Let it play. Excuse me, sir. Let's be mindful, guys. If that play would have been a quick bang, bang play and that line judge had to turn, somebody's getting hurt. I mean, it was raining that particular evening, but even in the dry, clear them people. If somebody comes on your field with a camera, they need to be behind that line. If they can't get behind that line, we're not going to be throwing a flag on the camera people. But if you get with the referee, find the game day administrator, they will show those folks where they need to stand on the other side of the chain link fence. So just be mindful of that. We don't want any unnecessary injuries to occur, but sometimes we invite them if we don't clean up our area. That is that film. If anybody has any questions later on, they can feel free to reach out to me or whatever on any of those. And like I said, we're working on getting some that we can send to you and you can look at throughout the week. Or if you have anything in particular that happens in a game that you want us to look at, that you think would be a great teaching point. We don't just sit down and start looking at film and try to find all the bad things that we can find, guys. There's a lot of good things out there. And a lot of us have learned from each other, discussing plays after a game, referees calling each other, what happened on your game, what happened. It's not a fact of talking bad about one person or another. Let's be mindful. I know every Friday night that I'm going to get a call from Adrian Lowry, and he's going to tell me either how good everything went or he's going to tell me what bad. And so that hoping I don't repeat anything they had in that. In our particular game last week, we had a couple of unique situations. One, we had a 4th down play, a pass play that ended up a pass play, and number 56 catches the ball. Not something you see all the time, but it's something that as you share amongst each other, it'll just help you prepare for it for when that time comes. I think Adrian's got a hand up, is what I see. I don't know. You got a question?
Yeah, Ronnie, back to the huddle and the comments. So if I get a huddle video from my game and I want to send something to my the crew that worked that game for them to look at or make a positive comment, if I put a comment in there, you say it's going out to everyone?
Right now, it looks that way. I don't know if there's any way to fix that. We can certainly
I
get with
think
Huddle.
if you make a copy of it.
That's been the case in the past, but I'm not sure if that's working right now. What I recommend, if you've got anything you want to put on a play, write down and make you a list and just email that script with it. And when they open play, 45 of whatever game, then they'll know what to look for as they're. A lot of times when we put notes on there, it ends up stopping the progress of the play, and it's hard for you to watch it live time and stream back over.
That's exactly what the coaches are doing with me. They're like I say, they have me arrow on play 42, on play 148. They just send me the comments because I guess that's what I think it's a new thing. And like I said, I have more to pass on to everybody by the end of the week, especially those that are reviewing that film for me. That's
Ryan Reese has a question too.
Ryan.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said that all of the games are on Huddle. Normally,
Yes.
we get notifications that games have been loaded up, and I've also done my own searching as far as looking. I have done because I've been questioned on the sideline by a coach in a particular game, asking about a particular play that happened, maybe 10, 15 minutes prior to the play that happened. And a lot of these coaches have iPads and stuff, so they can look at the play almost in real time immediately after it happens. And obviously, I can't look at that, but I haven't seen the plays. Are we still getting the same notifications? And if we're not, where are they listed under? Because I've done my own searching, so maybe I'm completely missing something. But where?
I know where he said.
Yeah, I know. Look, hey Ryan, I'll get back. You just come up very broken. I will reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Someone else had a hand up. Was Adrian done?
There's an iPhone that has a question.
Yes, this is Terry Johnson. We had did the JV game at Scotland County, and the field was poorly marked. And then what compounded things was they didn't have the side pylons, the 10, the 20, the 30, the 40. When questioning the coach, they basically said it's a JV game, but it made it hard for us as far as placing the ball because we couldn't even see the hash mark, tick mark, numbers, or anything. Is there anything could be done with that? Because they have it, but they're just not gonna put it out for the JV game.
Yes, you just did it. You just told me.
All right.
And in fact, I talked to I talked to Scotland today because of the financial thing, but I was out there last Friday night. When I say Friday, they played Jack Britt here, but I met their principal. All those kind of things, again, because again, that's those things. I guess now that you bring that up, those at the locker room at Clinton, I talked to the AD. In fact, the referee on that night, the AD hadn't called me back, and I told him that make sure the referee Friday at the pregame. I could on the phone with him and tell him have the AD call me. Those that said the van was broken, it's not. They just decided to do that. You go to Clinton, you're going to report to the school, and then they're going to change at the school, take the van, and take you over to the field. And after the game, the same thing. Guys, that's why I say sometimes you have to just let me know that's the path of least resistance. Those who had a varsity game over there, being in the concession stand with people coming in and out, and in that concession area, that's unacceptable. But initially, when he called to me on Friday night, Clinton's went out of schools as far as paying on time and doing those things, guys. Not complaining. We just want to make sure it's a good environment to work a game and then having the right good pregame, getting in the vehicle to go on across. I mean, because that's what we're doing for a varsity game is not acceptable. So again, make sure you share those things. I mean, again, Terry, that's a good comment to make because that's how we learn. I mean, we're going to practice those things, and those markers not just for the players, for us as well. So that's good.
Errol, a comment came out that out of the 3 Friday nights, I've had one clock operator come down to the field before the game.
Okay. Again, now that person, the referees, Ronnie, it's a comment that you made. Have you ever sent it out, Ronnie, in your games? Has the clock operator been there every time? You muted, Ronnie. When you tell them,
Sir, I think we have had them at every one of ours so far.
right. Now, referees, if you would, Ronnie, I mean, Frank, share that again on 2. I know Frank games, he's called me because the AD had not responded to the game notice. And Frank can tell you if I know he's at work now, but he called me, I put him on hold and got a 3-way conversation and put him on there. He did it at Scotland and did it at Terry Sanford. Both of those places, they have new ADs. Some of the ADs look at it, they don't respond. They don't, again, you don't need to know that. If they don't, that's a bad sign when their AD does not respond to a referee's Friday night thing about, hey, where are they going to meet and everything like that. So you let me know. So those say 2 out of 3, I don't want to go say that. I want to go to those teams that do not. There's nothing wrong with saying it because they haven't done it 2 out of 3 weeks. Some of the same schools are habitual violators. So I need to kind of know exactly what night and what teams where I can address that. Because that's part of the requirements. And those are the ones that we have to cut the clock off. And then, people say that, oh, the referees, they're not telling us what time, how can minutes, seconds come off. That makes our job that much harder. Because that's the integrity in the game. We need to have those clocks working. But these people got to come down. But if you have a referee, if someone didn't come down and did not just shoot me a text message, shoot me an email right now as I go back, because guys, we finished the preseason, we finished the non-conference season. Now we're going into the conference season. And the only thing left is the postseason. So now let's do that. It's not snitching, it's not doing it. But again, we need to get that. We need to do that. I need to know who it is. I need to address to that athletic director, how important that is. Just share that with me. If those who ever said that, just shoot me the date and what team did not have them, and I'll take care of it.
Errol, I have those 2 videos you have requested ready, queued up.
Okay, yeah. Just real quick, because I got right at this. I got 9:03. All right, on this. All right, guys. This is what we talked about as far as that. Just watch it, John. Let's just play that one and then play it again. watch the guy at the lower of the screen on this side right there. Just that guy. Watch him right there. All right, do it again, John, real quick. It was one was on a try, and obviously one was on a field goal. All right, play the next one. And that's the same guy that jumped was the same guy that blocked the kick. Well, that was too quick. All right, let's go back. Anyone have anything for the good of the group? One last thing before we go. Hey guys, on an inverted whistle. Now we had a great game on Friday night, and anytime there's absolutely no time to have a good time to have an inadvertent whistle, but sometimes we're worse than others. But again, the crew that was on the field, that inadvertent whistle is just about as good as you could handle anything. In fact, the coach that it affected his team at that point in a very, this put him at a disadvantage in his mind and everybody else, because they was made and there's no flag on the field, nothing like that. And they bring up at a crucial time in the game. He was going down to he ended up, that was the winning score. With the tying score, then he got the extra point to win the game. But that call was made. They brought it back. And he of course, what the coach is going to do. Hey, the way the referee handled that, I got a text message from the coach. He talked about the crew, how well they did. He talked about the referee out by name, and he even said the way they went over and explained it to him, and they took it. The other coach felt like we allowed the other coach to just rant and rave and didn't do anything. And he called on Sunday, and I told him, look, at that point, coach, can you imagine what they did? We can't. Hey, we make a mistake. Our inadvertent whistle. Now we're going to not allow the coach to vent and tell us how bad or whatever. I never knew that he was cursing. I was on the sideline. Obviously, we couldn't hear him, but we let him. And when I say we, referee handled that as well as I've seen anyone handle a bad situation. Just as well as that. And like I say, it was confident. I'm gonna send that message that I got to that team of referees, because again, and they address the person with the inadvertent whistle. But if you blow an inadvertent whistle, do not let the play continue. You got to shut it down. The only thing worse could it was ended up down, first down there, making the team down by 6, going in for the tying score. And now all of a sudden, without no flag on the field, anything else, we got to take that ball back. And we didn't, on the other side, you can hear the inverse whistle, but it was a whistle officer that was blown. And you got to shut the play down. It's a bad situation. You don't make it better by letting it play continue. It had been an interception. It had been a touchdown. But again, the referee did an outstanding job. Go over there, explain it to the coach, letting him do all this. And fortunately, the referee had his own microphone. So he went to the press box and had a great explanation. Not saying it turned out because the team ended up coming back, scoring the game time touchdown and winning the game. But then it just the optics looked real bad because the other coach felt like, hey, you all let this coach curse and do all that stuff and rant and rave and didn't do anything. No, that wasn't the case. And when I explained it to him, I was like, coach, we messed it up. What we supposed to do? Hey, but again, I will forward that message on to the crew, but outstanding job. And for the most part, guys, those things that Ryan pointed out, guys, everybody in this association trying to get better. And I want to create an atmosphere where everybody feel like they need to get better. Okay. Some other things happening away from that we don't show in the video. I know Frank went over there and briefed their team today, talked to the middle school team. He talked to the high school team. Did some things. Now, guys, we want to be preventive in our officiating. We want to, but some things happen on the field that are egregious. We don't look to throw people out of the game. But guys, what we can't allow is misconduct to go unpunished, I mean, done and dressed. We have to dress. I've told them we're going to deal with 100% of misconduct. We're going into the conference season and heated because our coaches are passionate about their profession, and some of them are having tough seasons, and it's only going to get tougher. I mean, it's only going to be more emotion. Again, let's not match their emotion on the sideline. We don't have a dog in the fight. All we want to do is keep the players safe, keep the game fair. But when things happen, we're not going to shy away from doing what we're supposed to do. Okay, I will go use some answers on the ejection reports and incident reports later this week. So like I say, the meeting is on Thursday. Again, some things I will send out something because it's a football game on Sunday. It's college. I'm going to reach out to some people. Again, guys, people only sending things to me because I'm in this position. So I'll send things out to you. I'm more inclusive versus exclusive. So Rhonda Groves was on the call earlier. There is some football on the 24th and 25th that they need some people for in Raleigh. And I'll put things out, guys. It's not mandatory. Somebody very eloquently say, hey, we are independent contractors. I would rather you be working than being at home. I mean, especially during football season, it's a limited time, guys. Limited time. We started from the season start to the season end. I mean, especially I'm looking at the regular season. Postseason will take care of itself. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of football beginning Monday. A lot of football. They will play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of every week until the season's end. I mean, so that's a lot of football you can run. I guess, guys, I got a good email from someone today saying, hey, Harold, I don't want to work every single day. Someone that told me that earlier, they just come back. Said they didn't want to work Thursday and Friday. I'll honor that until you tell me different. Okay. Again, the season is long. We've sustained some injuries. Guys, take care of yourself, hydrate, stretch before you get on the field. That's why you got that 30 minutes. You got some pregame activities. We get out there, run around. I mean, I walked into the Pinecrest game the other day. It's like walking up on the field, 84-yard touchdown. I mean, opening play of the game is a 79-yard pass. We had the longest pass play the other day when the midway played, I think, a team out of Lenoir, 93 yards. Guys, you got to be prepared for that. Yeah, so make sure you warm up, you get to the field, be ready to officiate on that opening kickoff. All right. Anybody got anything else for the good of the group? Yes, go ahead.
All right, one alibi here. I've been asked by Tracy Taylor, the athletic director at Jack Britt. They would prefer that officials sit up in the stands that are not officiating the game instead of coming out on the sidelines and stuff.
Okay. All right. Again, good point. Yeah. Look, if you're not, in fact, when we talk about cleaning up the sideline, I think Ronnie had that thing with the umbrella and all that rain. If you want to go to, and some of you all doing a great job, you'll ask what game is in town. Again, guys, when I'm understanding the Dragonfly, one of the representatives going to be here in the state of North Carolina, maybe at our meeting on Thursday about getting the calendar out on there where everybody can view it. And you do a good job of asking about the pregame, about can you attend? I don't know any referee don't want you, what referees as a whole do not want is you to just come in there in the middle of it and to be disruptive, because that's what it does. You're going there, but again, if you want to be there on time. And then when they go to the field, because what I don't want referees on the sideline. And you go from a JV game, right now you got a middle school game starting next week. You leave your middle school game, you're in your short, don't go on the sideline. That's not a good look. Hey, you have your card to get in, just go up. You can meet the crew when they come off the field, but not just Jack Britt. And I'll put it out in writing for you because everybody, so we have 68 people on this call. All right, put out for everybody. Nothing negative, but it's too many people right now on the sideline. I mean, so again, that's a good point. And it's not just like don't say Jack Britt. It's just all the schools. Hey, when you got people all on the sideline, all over town, all boys, and that's how I got the other night in the game, that 1-point game. Everybody was down there by. It shouldn't be. They moved us. It was in goal to goal. You would have thinking everybody else in the video all down the sideline. Just too many people. Good point. Thanks, brother. Anybody got a sense anything else for the good of the group?
Hey, Earl.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, Rhonda.
Hi, the information that I want to send out now is there's a softball tournament that one of the UIC's tournament directors is looking for about 4 more officials. The weekend is in the Raleigh area.
Now that's this weekend. That's not, you got one for the 24th, 25th. You got one for this weekend?
Well, it's September the 24th and 25th.
25th, right, okay.
Yes. It's an hour and 30, finishing the inning. It's 12U and up. They will pay for your hotel rooms. They're complimentary rooms as well. He would like to know something, if possible, by this Friday, the 16th. You can just send me an email if you have my email address.
I will put that out tonight. I'll put that out.
Let me know if you're interested. The pay
That's what-
method is by check, and it's $45 a game.
This is the best time, I mean, of the season really to be an official right now. Because, I mean, we have some baseball going on, some football, a lot of football, softball, a lot of things going on before we get to the winter months. When we get to the winter months, a lot of things going to slow down. Again, I mean, if you don't work, you can work 6 days a week. One day, I think we don't have any, well, in this case, that softball tournament is on the 25th. This Sunday, they have some football. And I know I got contacted about last week. They had a game in at St. Andrews. They played a semi-pro game. So guys, there's a lot of things going on. Like I say, we'll try and put those things out to you. But again, if you volunteer and say you're going to do something, all I ask that you go ahead and just honor your commitment and do it. Now, everybody had a chance to sign up for the attendance. We're going to start having, it'll be, when I say invite only, for the referees. As we count down now, we get in the conference play, plays, the things that we're going to share. I know we had volleyball tonight. Some people text messages, came on the phone. Probably once a week, we'll send some videos out. Finally going to do some voiceovers, stuff like that, send out. Guys, this is your football season, okay? So if we got some dialogue together, I appreciate everybody's time. We had 8 people at the highest thing. Might have had 70. That was good for, when we say short notice, because we got a lot of people doing different things. We had baseball tonight, softball tonight, and volleyball today. So appreciate what you do. We're gonna get those last few schools, and all that. As soon as it is, guys, I will send the email out to everybody. Because again, I will follow up with Lumberton tomorrow morning. But if someone gets payment before I can talk to them, hey, just shoot me a message. I mean, because they got to pay everybody in fall sports, football, soccer, and volleyball. Subject to your questions, that's all I have. Again, keep JC Thomas in your thoughts and prayers. As I get updates, I'll follow. I'll let you all know.
So I can put it in a class.
Why you can't do it on your computer?
Anybody got anything else? Not have a great week. Check your, if you, like I say, check the Dragonfly tonight. Yes, go ahead, Jackie.
Hey, this is Jackie. JC just wanted me to tell everybody who's reached out to him, text messages, emails, what it calls, whatever. We really appreciate it. Y'all checking up on him, and thanks everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Again, guys, I mean, some things in life, I mean, you find out what this community means when things get tough. One day, like I say, go to a game, then like this happens. Again, guys, we're all in this together. It's good today to be here and just kind of like those phone calls, those text messages mean more than you know. And I was able to talk to JC. I met Jackie. She was at the 35 in the morning. Again, this is it's bigger than football, bigger than sports. And again, Jackie, whatever you need, trust all of us. We care about JC and we love him, and we're going to do whatever we can. Whatever you need us to do, we'll do. And thanks everybody. Have a great week. Check the Dragonfly. If, like I say, if you got a game today, sometime this week,